Divine Feminines. I hope everyone's doing incredibly well. I hope you guys had a wonderful weekend. I'm going to dive into this message around, I'm getting rehearsal, okay? And what I'm hearing with rehearsal is many of you may be experiencing a lot of telepathy with your Divine Masculine because it feels like they're rehearsing what it is they're going to say to you. I've been picking that up a lot where there's been a lot of chatter or a lot of conversation. It's like this prepping energy. You know, someone feels like they want to open up or they want to share where the hell they've been or why they haven't reached out or why they haven't communicated. Maybe someone's ready to be honest after a really long time of not communicating. Maybe they saw that you didn't reach out. Okay, maybe the last time they checked up on you or the last time they thought about reaching out and they wanted to do that, they saw that you were on to something new, you were on to happier things. It's like someone noticed that you weren't dwelling on this, but they were still dwelling on it. Okay, so someone's getting ready to reach out. Divine Feminines, I feel like many of you can feel this if you find yourselves getting caught up in telepathy with your Divine Masculine. So you might just be trying to mind your own business and all of a sudden their energy just pops into your energetic field and it feels like you're having a conversation back with them. Or, you know, maybe you might be feeling this energy around you of like prepping yourself to receive them type of thing. It's like, what would you say if they were to reach out? You might find yourself repeating in your head like, I'm good, how are you? Or hi, you know, like, do you know what I mean? Like, you might also be prepping to hear from them is the best way I can put it. So I know that there could be a lot of telepathy happening between you guys. So I'm going to dig into this and I'm going to see what it is they may have on their chest. This could even provide you with a sense of clarity as well. I'll keep this card and I'll take the one that fell up top here, okay? So I don't know why I said up top like that twice. I felt like maybe the sound interrupted the first time I said it. Okay, anyways, I don't know why I decided to break that down like that, but let's go ahead and get into this, okay? So I've been working, don't worry like that, and see my world. And we also have playing house, okay? So the vibe that I'm getting off of that is they could be getting ready to tell you, like, you know, I'm seeing like keeping up appearances. So someone may be getting ready to reach out and express to you that they still have feelings for you. One thing I think that's coming up between you guys is like, okay, well, you're still living with someone or you're still in another connection, and they might be honest with you and let you know that, like, in some way, shape, or form, this is not in alignment. They're not happy. They're not satisfied. They've been thinking about you or maybe the times or moments that you've had. And it also says, I've been working, so don't worry like that. So what I'm getting out of this here is someone's not been investing into a relationship. They've been investing into themselves. Okay, maybe many of you have seen signs of this. I'm seeing like double shifts, triple shifts, working on the weekend. I feel like your Divine Masculine is wanting to spend more and more time alone, and the more time they spend alone, it's like the more time they're sitting around in your energy. Even though you're not there, they might find themselves in constant telepathy with you. So this is really urging them or pushing them to just reach out. Okay, reach out and let this person know that you've been thinking about them. So I'm gonna see what else is coming up. Let's see what other messages are behind, you know, like they've been working. So what else do they want to express behind that? And what else do they want you to know about their home life potentially? These could be things that you're already picking up on as well. So misjudged you and we lost time. I'm hearing we lost time, like they missed. Okay, someone invested into this situation, which with playing house, Divine Feminines, I'm also hearing for some of you that they chose another situation because it looked better to their family. This person could have just fit into their world. Okay, it's like how it appears on the outside. I'm seeing a Divine Masculine as well who might have made a decision to stay in something because of business. Like, I'm seeing someone in the corporate world, and just divorce or separation would just not be a good move right now, especially for what it is they were doing. So they want you to know that, or you may already know that because you work with them, and this could be something that you roll your eyes at, where it's like I'm hearing their perfect image, and this is something that could have kept you guys apart. I'm also seeing that with misjudged you if you did work with them, and I'm sorry to go into this work thing, but I have to because I'm seeing that it could really resonate for some of you. Um, okay, divine feminines, if you knew your divine masculine at work, like he must have had a position up there. Like maybe he could have been your boss, or I'm even hearing for some of you, the boss's boss. He could have come in and just, seen you at the company. I don't feel like maybe for some of you, he could have not necessarily worked there. I feel like he occasionally comes there to check in on things, okay? So that could be very extremely specific for some of you. The reason I'm mentioning that is because what this connection with your divine masculine triggered you to go on to bigger and better things, okay? This is what someone wasn't expecting, okay? They were expecting you to be heartbroken over this, or maybe they thought that you quit. Like, cause I feel like you quit. They misjudged you. You quit and you went and you started your own business in a completely different field. Because the thing I'm seeing for you, sorry guys, I feel so passionate about this message because I feel like the messages are coming in faster than I can speak, okay? Whatever you're doing for business now, Divine Feminine, you completely left the corporate world behind and you started doing something that was more on your creative or spiritual path. But whatever it is, you're looking so beautiful and sexy, okay? I'm just wanting to tell you that because I feel like maybe that was your epiphany, or that was your wake-up call, and you were different, okay? I want to tell you that when you entered into this company, you could be younger than this person as well, but you were definitely vibrant and different, and that your spirituality awoke your divine masculine. But I think that it really hurt you that they chose to stay married in order to protect their corporate image. That's what I'm getting for many of you. But they do feel a lot of regret over this, okay? They go home to something where they're playing house and they know that you can see that part of their world, okay? And I think that for many of you divine feminines, because you're on a spiritual path, it may be really difficult to understand your divine masculine's perspective on why it is they would have chosen like that 3D aspect, like why they would have chosen that versus choosing, sorry guys, why would they have chosen that versus choosing true love? But I feel like they misjudged you and lost time with you was like they didn't see that you were just as abundant, maybe even more abundant now, because you could be your own boss. You could be abundant more than your divine masculine. They could be making more money than you, for whatever corporate that they're doing that you might have left behind to run your own business. But I feel like where you sort of earn more than them, or where you're more wealthy than they are, is the fact that you are in charge of yourself and you're calling the shots and you're more fulfilled and happy in what it is you may be doing. You serve a community in some way, or the work you may be doing, maybe spiritual work. It's like you create something, or you give something, or you do something that serves a community, and it comes directly from your heart, and that is what fulfills you, okay? And someone wasn't expecting that you were going to take this path, or even find success on this path, okay? It's like he's been checking in on you as well, okay? Because I see someone driving by. Okay, divine feminine, I'm hearing you could have a business in town. Like he's visited when you're not there. He's picked up your business card. Because I'm seeing that someone's checked in on you, and like they want you to know this is like years later, like I still think about you, or years later. Sorry guys, let me just turn my phone on silent. Yeah, it's like years later they still think about you, or they never stopped checking up on you, okay? But I am sensing that now it is like, it could be like, I'm getting years. I'm not even gonna say months, because I'm not gonna mess up the energy in this reading. Like I feel like it's very specific for many of you. I feel like years later they still feel like you got away, or there's unfinished business between you two. It's like they didn't choose this other situation because they wanted to. It's like their hands were tied. He's trying to explain to you like a man's world, like you don't get it type of thing. He's hurt or maybe angry that you left him hanging. I feel like you did this out of frustration. Queen of Swords energy. You might have just you let this go. You didn't want to repeat past patterns, divine feminines. I'm hearing that with this healing card, like I'm hearing my mama taught me better than that. I don't know why that could be significant for some of you, but I feel like letting go and leaving altogether, like, and that's why I'm sensing heavily. Some of you might have left the company altogether and you went and you started your own endeavors or your own business, and he never saw that coming, because now it is like you're living the dream life, a life that I feel like if from his perspective, he should have invested in you and pursued you or done work with you or elevated you in some way or assisted you. I'm seeing like work alongside one another. That's why I'm giving heavy work energy with you guys, okay? And now he's having to focus on work. It could be that the whole family thing never even mattered. Do you know what I mean? Like this whole corporate image never even mattered, or now he's starting to see that years later everybody just goes home at the end of the day and nobody cares about who's married and who's this, as long as you close the contract. And I'm sensing like misery. Someone feels miserable that they chose to play house, you know, versus like at the time he saw you as like a risk. You know, what was he going to do? Destroy his family right at a time, and destroy his family and also his corporate image. I keep getting that very heavily. Okay. And I'm also hearing with this whole destroy your family, that was someone's words. It could be his wife. You're not going to destroy your family over this, because she could have known about you, Divine Feminine. Okay. Especially around this healing family issues, this whole dynamic around obligations and family. My love life heals as I forgive my parents. Your masculine could be repeating a cycle as well, that he saw growing up, where you just stay and endure because, I mean, you don't change that dynamic, right? Like that family unit is well respected, and you know, you have the wife and the kids. It doesn't matter what's going on behind closed doors. You just show up to work and you protect that image. That's why I feel like playing house is very significant here. But you were on a spiritual awakening, Divine Feminine, and I feel like many of you came here to break patterns, and that is what's so fascinating about you from your Divine Masculine's perspective. And it's like, again, I'm hearing years later, the path they chose doesn't have meaning, but the path you chose, it's like you're becoming younger, you're becoming more vibrant, you have a community where you are maybe teaching or helping the planet to awaken, or it's something where even your Divine Masculine may be drawn to what it is you could be doing, okay? But someone's getting ready to reach out, or they're rehearsing what it is they're going to say to you after a really long time. They may even express a lot of regret. We have true love coming up as well. You know, I was getting this card earlier in my head, and I was thinking about true love, and if I could do my own deck, I would replace true love with like alignment, like aligned love. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like your Divine Masculines are realizing that years later, it's like even after they've grown out of whatever they chose, okay, they might have chosen something, and years later realize that it's like, wow, I chose that based off of what everybody else wanted. It's like, oh, I wanted to look good in front of my boss. I wanted my boss to be like, oh, you know, that's somebody who, you know, wants this position, and that's somebody who sacrifices. And I feel like now that they look back years later, they chose to play house for everybody else. And the awakening doesn't stop. So your masculines are in a place now where when they look at their life, they feel that sense of dissatisfaction. Okay, it's like many of them want to, if they could redo, or if they could turn back time, they would have invested in the path with you somehow. Or I'm hearing for a lot of you, never lost touch. I would have never lost touch. I'm seeing emails. Okay, you guys might have blocked each other on some kind of email list, because I see you, the only way of communicating was through that line of email, and then it was lost. But they still watch you. They still have ways of watching you. But you know, alignment, they see you as someone who, as they evolve, they're more in alignment with, okay? Someone has a not so happy home life that they chose to invest in, and it's catching up years later, and they may want to express that to you, okay? But they do see you as aligned love, true love. They never forgot you, and you just became more and more vibrant over time, Divine Feminines, okay? If they could, what would they tell you about how they currently feel for you? Okay, so stay optimistic about your love life. They may want you to accept them or receive them positively. I feel like they've had to remain optimistic about their love life, or you've kept them optimistic about love in general. Because they've never lost these feelings for you, is what I'm hearing. They've only grown stronger, and the feeling of regret has only grown stronger as well, because I'm telling you guys, they're out of alignment. They're realizing like how important it is to have love or have connection or have intimacy. They put that stuff all on the back burner for some type of corporate image or money or status, the family vacations, the looking good on social media, looking good in front of the family. I feel like they're at a point or stage in their life now where showing off those things, it's like, okay, anyways, next, nobody really cares anymore. And they're, it's weighing heavy on them that they might have chosen, the material over like soul fulfillment. Okay, let's get one more on how your masculines currently feel for you, divine feminines. Okay, so we have codependency. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. Yeah, this is the sense of regret. And this is what I feel like they were codependent on. And addictions, too, could be like validation, right? Validation from other people. It's like you're constantly addicted to being seen and admired and making it look like you have it all together and you have it all. But, really and truly, there's one person that can sense the truth in that energy, and it would be you, divine feminines. It's like they're not really happy behind closed doors. It's like after the camera goes off and they do that kind of fake smile, whether it be with the wife or the family or at the job or with the, whatever it is, the energy behind it all is like disconnection. I don't feel connected to these things or these people anymore because they've awakened. Okay? Keeping an eye on you, watching you walk in your path and fulfill your mission and walk away from toxic cycles and people and places and things that don't serve you, and choosing to really step into things that make you happy, or spend time, cut off relationships that you don't need in your life, or form new connections where you feel more welcomed. It's like watching you do these things fearlessly. It's you've got them in awe, so much to the point where they're gearing up to rehearse and reach out to you in some way, reconnect in some way. Someone can't help themselves, even if it's just to express the amount of regret and how sorry they are that they let this go, they let it slip through their fingers. This could be the initiation of you guys reconnecting, or it could just be them wanting to feel like, I need to say my piece and apologize, right? So all right, guys, that is what I have for this one. Okay. I hope you guys have enjoyed. All right, I'll catch you guys in the next check-in. Take care, guys. Bye.